is going to be a great day. I am Nikki G, your host, and welcome to the Lone Doctrine. I am your weekly dose of constructive food for thought. We're wrapping up this month and talking about staying more present. If you're just tuning in with us, I invite you to jump back to the beginning of the month and really take in all the good stuff we provided in taking actionable steps in the right direction. We're here to support you. I believe you're heading in the right direction right here, right now, and you're hearing this right here, right now for a reason. Although I have a lot on my mind most of the time, I also like to share other points of view. So today, I'd like to share the simple guide to being present. Let's get right into it. A simple guide to being present for the overworked and overwhelmed. Here's a great quote. With the past, I have nothing to do, nor with the future. I live now. That is by Ralph Emerson. How often are you driving while talking on the cell phone, or thinking about work problems or errands you have to do? How often do you eat without thinking about the food you're eating? How often do you drift off while doing other things, thinking about something you messed up on, or worrying about something that's coming up? I would submit that most of us are elsewhere much of the time rather than in the here and now. If I could only give one word of advice to someone trying to find peace in an overwhelming and stressful and chaotic world, it would be this: simplify. But if I could give two more words of advice, they'd be present. I can't claim to be perfect at being present. I can't claim that I do it all the time, but I can say this. I've been practicing being present for a while now, and I've gotten better at it. I've learned a lot about being present, and I'd like to share that with you. Focus on now. There are three things we can think about. 1, the past. 2, the future. 3, the present. The past, reliving things we messed up about, being embarrassed about something we did, wishing we could have something back that is gone, living in memories of good past times, being angry about things that were done to us. You get the idea. The future, worrying about things we need to do later, worrying about what might happen or a big event coming up, being anxious that things might go wrong or that we might mess up, hoping for something wonderful, dreaming of great things to come. And the present, what is happening right now at this moment? What are you doing now? It is inevitable that we will think about all three. We cannot stop ourselves from thinking about the past or the future. However, with practice, we can focus on the present more than we already do. But why should we do that? What's wrong with focusing on the past or the future? Nothing's wrong with it. It isn't wrong to think about the past or future. However, there's nothing we can do about things that have already happened, and worrying or agonizing about them doesn't usually do us much good. I've suggested analyzing what happened, learning from it, and moving on. It's much healthier. We also can't control the future. It's impossible. We can do things that will change the future, but they might change the future in ways we cannot anticipate, or they might not change things at all. And the only thing we can do about the future is do something now, in the present. So focusing on what we do now is the best way to improve the future, not thinking about the future. I'm not saying you shouldn't have goals or shouldn't have plans, but goals change. I know this firsthand, as my goals at the end of this year were completely different from what they were at the beginning. Plans change. We must be prepared for that change, not by over-planning, but by being in the moment and rolling with the punches. There's also the problem of missing the present. If we spend most of our time thinking about the past or future, we are missing life itself. It's passing us by while we're elsewhere. You can't get the most out of life unless you learn to focus on being present while things are happening. Thinking about your childhood or your kid's future is useless if your kid's childhood is passing by without you being there. Here are some benefits of being in the moment. I've noticed a ton of benefits from my increased focus on the present, but here are just a few to consider. You will have increased enjoyment. I find that I enjoy life more if I'm present rather than having my mind elsewhere. Food tastes better, I have more fun with my family, even work becomes more enjoyable. Your stress will be reduced. Worrying about the past and future gives you stress. But being present is almost like meditation. There are no worries. There is just experience. You'll end up having better relationships. When you really commit yourself to being with someone, to listening to them, you are being a better father, husband, friend, daughter, girlfriend. You have better conversations and you bond. You get things done. I find that focusing on what I'm doing rather than trying to multitask or multi-think a million different things at once, I actually complete what I'm doing, do a better job on it, and get it done faster. I don't necessarily do more, but I get things done. Focus tends to get things done in my experience, and when your focus is split among a lot of things, it's less powerful. There's a concept called flow that's been pretty popular among productivity circles in the last couple of years. I'm a big fan of it myself. In a nutshell, it's basically losing yourself in whatever you're doing, reaching that magical zone where you forget about the outside world and are completely doing what you're doing, whether that's writing or drawing or coding or whatever. It's a wonderful productive zone to be in, and a state that also, incidentally, makes you happier. Productive and happier at the same time are hard to beat. However, it can't happen if you're switching between tasks or thinking about the past or the future. It basically happens when you are in the present. So practicing being present will help you get into this flow, which makes you happier and more productive. Best argument yet for being present, perhaps. Practice, practice, practice. There's no single method that will get you better at being present. I don't have a magical formula, except one word that I often tell people when they're learning anything or striving to be better. That is practice. You have to remember that with practice, it will get easier. There are many different methods and many different paths and many different ways you're going to go through. We all go through and learn and practice and achieve in different ways. Don't beat yourself up about that. Don't get discouraged. Just practice. So what's the magical method for learning to be present? Practice. You do it in the morning. You practice it while you're eating lunch. You do it with your evening jog or walk. You do it while washing dishes after dinner. Every opportunity you get, practice. Here's some more tips on being present. When you eat, just eat. The best way to think about being present is this. Just do one thing at a time. When you are eating, don't read. Don't watch TV. Just eat. Pay attention to what you're eating. Really experience it. The taste, the texture. Do it slowly. Same thing with anything else. Washing dishes, taking a shower, driving, working, playing. Don't do multiple things at once. Just do what you're doing now and nothing else. This is a great way to practice being present. Be aware. Another important step is to become more aware of your thoughts. You will inevitably think about the past and future, and that's okay. Just become aware of those thoughts. Awareness will bring change. And remember to be gentle. If you think about the past or future, do not beat yourself up about it. Try to focus on those thoughts and allow yourself to come back to the present. It's not about ignoring the thoughts, and it's not about trying to stop the thoughts. It's allowing them to be and then slowly bringing yourself back to the present. Here's some more tips. What is your daily routine? Do you have a few things that you do daily? Do you have a routine on how you get ready in the morning? With each of those steps, focus on each one individually. This will put you more in the present state. Here's another thing. Put up reminders. A reminder on your fridge or your computer or your wall or your phone or in your purse or in your wallet. Use a reminder that just says something like, stay present, or ask yourself, are you in the now? Something that will trigger your thoughts to become more present. Now remember, there is no failure. You will hit speed bumps, and that's okay. The only thing that matters is that you practice, and over time, you keep doing it, because then you'll learn to stay focused on the present moment and be more in the now. Do it as much as you can, and if you find yourself pulling away, pull yourself back. Celebrate every little success and keep practicing. When you get frustrated, just take a deep breath. When you ask yourself, what should I do now? The answer is keep practicing. I'll leave you with this quote. I never think of the future. It comes soon enough. That is by Albert Einstein. So with all these tips today and all the tips throughout the month, I very much encourage you to keep pushing forward. Remember, you're creating a lifestyle. There's no magical fix. The only thing that you can do is commit to yourself towards betterment. I believe in you. All our Lone Doctrine listeners believe in you. And I believe that hearing this today is going to give you the steps needed to make today better than yesterday. Come over and join us on our Facebook page at Lone Doctrine and share your story. Share your questions and send me a message or leave a post on our Facebook page and let us know what you want to talk about. Let us know if there's a topic we haven't touched base on yet and that you're curious about or you want to dig into deeper. We love hearing from you. And one more thing, if we could ask a favor and you could subscribe to us on iTunes and also leave a review, that helps other people find us. Because we hope that we can serve you better, and we hope that we can spread this message like wildfire, because we believe that everyone deserves to live an awesome life. What are you going to do today to stay more present? Because remember, all we have is now. Until next time, keep fighting the good fight.